of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. And therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now when you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by, or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
What is going on today, guys? Thank you for joining me. Evan Aldo here. What is up, AZTV? What's going on, guys? So I think that the important thing here, and I think with the title of this, I probably alienated everyone. But I think the important thing to realize here is the possibility of, I mean, forgive all the shit, all the lines. Let's get a cleaner chart here. Come on. What's going on with this? I just want to see all-time history index here. You know, if we just do some simple stuff here, just with fib levels and whatnot, and you were to break downward from, you know, this double top, let's say, conservative estimate would bring you at around this pocket, around 52, 50, 53 to 51. That is a retracement. You know, that's a big, big place right there. And if we go on to our, you know, MEXC chart, you know, a lot of stuff, right? 52, you know, a lot of stuff right there as well. You know, bearish 2 month candle. Let's actually look. I haven't been looking at the real high time frames as of late, but I think they could be useful certain times. I mean, I think the monthly tells us, yeah, I mean, the monthly does tell us, you know, the more bearish thing too. So yeah, right there. And yeah. Come on. Got my Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. Got my hair cut earlier, so you know we're accomplishing a lot of a lot of stuff here. So yeah, ApeCoin broke my heart, or almost broke my heart. We'll see what happens. GameStop looks like it could jump a bit. I'm just summarizing everything I'm going to tell you guys. I mean, big area. I wouldn't say a huge area for S&P 500, but an area that price, you know, probably will stick to. It's a fib level. And I mean, that weekly could bring us down if this does come to fruition and does, you know, play out and bring us down a little bit more. But what's up, J Edits? What's up, AZTV? Appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. And, you know, ETH trade, that swing short that's been doing good. It looks like it'll be continuation here. Down some more, added to that position, risk-free. If you guys want more info on that, check out the Discord link down below. If you want one free month, if you sign up to any exchanges down below, deposit at least $100. I'll give you one free month in the Discord. If you open a support ticket with your UID, we'll get you sorted. So yeah, I mean, summer, you know, we're getting into summer now. We're really getting into summer. You know, every year goes by faster as you get older, and you just, you know, you cruise your way towards death. I'm just kidding. June 13th right now, we're almost officially to summer. And yeah, that July, August area. So I could see, you know, if we do come down some more, you know, I could see potentially a little bit, you know, for Bitcoin, I don't know. I think the big retracement area is going to be around that 52 area. So if you were to come down here, you know, that would be around your 30% correction. And that's what's interesting here is if we compare this market to, let's compare this to, where is it, right? August 16, you know, that drop down, we could kind of compare it to that drop down if you do get a red monthly Heikin-Ashi candle, and that would be, you know, comparable to that coming down. And that was, you know, as time goes on, you get diminished returns, but you get the same drops. Now, that was 40% down. I don't think it's going to be 40% down, but, you know, you get the point here. I mean, if we compare it to the 4-year cycle here, where was it, August? Yeah, from this top to 40%. That's 40%, but really I'd consider that around 30%. We don't count random wicks and whatnot. I mean, that was a much different time. I mean, $500 at Bitcoin. Very different. Very, very different back then. So, but yeah, you know, you looked at your peak in June and then you came down. So if we do have that bearish thing, that was 2016. That was an election year too. So if you do see something of that nature, that could potentially be a similar situation here. And, you know, what would be the buy signal? What would be the time to, you know, confirming that red dot there? You know, we confirmed one up here, but, yeah, now we got to wait for, okay, maybe 2 weeks is not the best example. But let's go back on the weekly here. I just want to look at this on what this looked like on the weekly. We're looking at August of 2016 here. And yeah, drop down, and then, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm trying to think the buy signal area, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, double top. You know, we got to be objective with it. We got to be objective with it. Got my 528 hertz on. We used to listen to a lot of frequencies on these live streams. A little bit less as of late. But how's your week been, guys? We're already at Thursday. How have you guys been doing? Hope you guys have been doing well. I mean, looking right here, 10 hour, you could get a bull div relatively soon. It is a huge, well, not a huge area, but significant area. Let's draw it out a little bit, you know. Price sticks to these points. I mean, you probably could get maybe a scalp or something, maybe on that 15-minute. Maybe something here. And if we look at, you know, short term, retest of VWAP is not impossible, but I'm not really seeing enough of reason to believe that's going to happen as of yet. We'd want to wait and see wait for those bull divs and whatnot. A few more things there. That's good. Gerben DV. GME looks interesting. Another newer one, Jupiter. I mean, things are hitting significant areas. I just don't know if it's got the legs to jump up. It kind of looks like on most of these that we're just going to keep going down. Was on the weekly? No, not enough data there. Wanted to look at, I mean, AVAX is one. A couple of them that could bring some real serious freaking returns in the next year to year and a half. AVAX would be one of them. We want to really look for this weekly, I think, this weekly trigger, to really give us hopefully what we need. That head and shoulders, I mean, if Bitcoin drops, another, where would it drop down to like 50, low 50s? B, what would it drop down there? B, 20%. I would think some of these alts would drop, around 30. So you could still come down to these lower levels potentially. The important thing is to hold. We need to hold the line. It's the most important thing here. Whatever you do here, hold the line, because if you don't, you're probably going to end up, I mean, there's some hope in the mid 20s, but you're probably going to end up at 21 or something. So yeah, if you do come down to 21, from $65, that's a pretty damn good buy. I mean, it's a pretty good buy. Just like here. I mean, look at this. This came down 60% buying at $50. Good buy. Good buy. You'd only be in the red by 20% down right now. No, I'm just kidding. But that was a bear market year. We're not in a bear market year. We're in one of the bull market years, which is this year and next year. So yeah. Just trying to think here. S&P 500. Apple's been, I mean, I don't know if I want to look at individual stocks just yet, but they're hitting big points. Now they're rejecting a little bit. So let's just, keep this in mind. I kind of think this is going to break up higher eventually. That'd be nuts if we get to 2. I mean, 3. What could this market cap get up to by the end of the year? Maybe 3.5. I mean, it could go higher, but who knows? Let's see. Did PayPal do anything yet? And that's just been, nothing. No legs here. Hood is probably still, I'd be so, because Hood needs to latch on to something, and it's not, you know what I mean? It's pretty inevitable that I think you're going to make it up to $33 here. Solana, let's see. That's a good question. The giant pocket is at around, I mean, judging by the weekly, yes. Because if you look at this weekly, I mean, here to there, you could do that's easily down to like 110 or something, yes. Easily. Well, I don't know about easily, but pretty decent shot, yeah. I mean, this is definitely not your most, ideal market for you guys for people trying. I mean, you could try to go down to 102 here. I don't know if you should, but you could try that. I mean, that stop loss is nuts. You got to be in low ass leverage, but I mean, you could try to short this down to 100, 102. Yeah, you could definitely try that. Yes, momentum is waning. Absolutely. We're getting in more of a deflationary era too, and I think we need a little bit more of that before the Fed finally pivots. Just wanted to look at 30-year, just because it's coming down. We're not down to where we hope to be. I don't know if you could really get down much below like 4% here without the Fed actually lowering rates. But you come down to that area come September. That's the first rate lowering. Then that shoots you down to like 3.5. Your 30-year mortgage at that point is going to be like a 6.5, low 6s. And then that would probably be, let's just look at the 30-year mortgage. Because, so it was, this is interesting, I don't think you could come much below this area. Say you get there in September, you just gradually keep slowly coming down. Then the Fed finally pivots. That brings you down to probably like here, low 6s. Okay, let's say mid 6s. Maybe you could go down lower than that before. When did they pause? Oh, yeah, they paused around there. So, yeah. So you could get, you could get to like, I would say low 6s. Then when they actually pivot, end of year or in the next year, you're probably seeing, I feel like low 5s is too good to be true. Probably mid to high 5s. That would be the place to refinance, I would think. So yeah, and I would imagine housing prices, especially in the hot markets, would go up incrementally. Well, not incrementally, but they would go up probably because of that, at least slightly. The YXC is strong. Let's look at the Dixie. Let's see here. Oh man. VWAP coming up. I think you get up to 105 here. Can we break above that? I don't know. I still think this is generally more in a downtrend from that high of November, especially once that monthly gives us what we need, but could take time. There has been a lot of people into the meme coins, but we're probably gonna see that for the next year to year and a half. I mean, PayPay, I had a good setup with wrong chart, but where was it? The Bybit chart, I guess, has the most data. I would think this would come down farther. That's what I would kind of guess here. You know, based on these larger time frames. And the thing too, that trigger wave, we're looking for this situation, February of 24. My golly, I mean, look at what that. If you just took, I mean, you would have had. I mean, that went up so fast. But imagine you got in towards the bottom there. I mean, that's a 12x, insane. And you probably, I mean, I don't know what you would have been able to get. I mean, imagine putting in like $5,000 into this and getting a 10x, 50 G's just off of this garbage. Ugh. I mean, the next leg up is probably going to be much worse. But yeah, that is their diminished returns, I should say. I don't think the Dixie is going to get that much stronger. I think it could go up a little bit from here, but I think it's going to roll over eventually. What did I want to say? Let's see. So Cardano, yeah, a lot of these, I mean, I think it's a given that you're probably going to at least test 39 cents again, potentially this pocket right here at Cardano's weird on the price action, but yeah, this big pocket between like 36 to 39, I think you'll get to. Maybe even lower potentially. I mean, the next area after that, I would argue, is probably 30% down. It's hard to say. I don't know. I mean, you're looking at that one, 34. I don't know. Very hard to say. I mean, you could draw something there. I would argue that wick is something significant. It's got some weird price action, Cardano. I don't know. Probably remove that one. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at Matic. I mean, we'll look at some Bitcoin pairs too on these. So I think the big thing, we just got to wait for that weekly too. I mean, that weekly trigger or whatever. Or on a lot of these 2-week trigger wave, which one would you see that? Potentially July, you know, about a month it seems like. That's what it kind of seems like here. Let's look at Matic Bitcoin right now. I would think, I mean, I could be wrong. I would think the worst case scenario would be 40% down on this pair. I kind of would guess you would bottom a little bit before that, but you know, it's these charts yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's, I highly doubt this would give us anything useful. Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah, it's even worse. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe right there. 700 Satoshis. I think you could be right. ADA dot. Yeah, I mean, ADA versus Bitcoin is more of an obvious chart on what could potentially happen here. Seems like Ben Cowan kind of got this one right. It only took him, it was only 6 years after. It only took 6 years more, or 2 years more than expected. But I mean, 500 Satoshis, yeah, 400 or 500 Satoshis. I mean, what would that bleed be from where we are right now? That's only 30%. So, I mean, I would be surprised 30% more than 30%. That's like a dead project at that point. I don't think I think Cardano is going to survive this this bull run. So yeah, 150 sats for. Oh my God, are you serious? Let's see where that would bring us. That's something insane. 150 right there, yeah. I mean, at that point, I don't know. I don't know. That would be. But keep in mind, guys, what if it goes all the way down there and it shoots right back up? You know what I mean? I think the ETFs are kind of what screwed up some of these altcoins too. That's the thing. Stacks, man. I mean, that looks good in that weekly. I feel like that's a kind of an illusion. I'd wait at least until that confirms. There could be some unicorns that do well. I mean, I do think you would come down to 140 or potentially even these areas. It's hard to say, man. You draw a line there, and then after that, you're looking at that area potentially. 73. I would think 60% maybe. I don't know. I mean, compared to everything else, this does look better, but hard to say. I mean, I don't think this chart's not going to tell us too much, but yeah, that's just ping pong. Let's look at .BTC. That is depressing as hell. I mean, you're at 900 Satoshis. I don't know where this could go. Not a happy coin at the moment. I mean, in terms of USD pair, you're probably looking at a higher low, hopefully. And waiting for that trigger. We confirmed it there, but now basically nullified. Now we're coming down farther. So yeah, looking like you may come down to $5 or so. XRP is trash. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care how it looks on the USD pair. That doesn't tell us anything. I care about the Bitcoin pair, which is garbage. But you got this area, which is pretty significant right there that I want to draw out. And that's, I would guess, probably 20% down from where we are. Oh, that's 40%. Shoot. You're almost there. That pocket, I think that's a big area. You're probably going to get there if things keep going the way they are. But after that, then you could shoot up. I mean, you do tend to. That was 2017. That was 2014. Here, yeah, the lawsuit, which kind of nullified things. But I mean, it's not impossible. You come down for another month or two, and that's not impossible. Things do happen quickly, so. I mean, I don't know about a 20x against Bitcoin, but it could shoot up. What's up, Kaleche? It's been good. I got my hair cut. Rain is dissipating a little bit in Miami, so not as bad as it's been. I'm liking my haircut, though. So, yeah. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Let's see here. Let's see AMD a little bit here. Yeah. I don't know if I like that chart. I feel like everything may come down a bit, you know. NVIDIA. I thought I marked out something. Didn't I mark out something on NVIDIA? I don't even know. Above that, that's not going to tell us anything. That area. Right there. That could be, this would be what kind of tells us some stuff. Those, and then potentially this one. That's what would be the most useful right now. Bear div on the weekly, that could reject from this point, potentially. Finally seeing some type of pullback. But it short term still seems decent. What's up, Flesk? Matic, yeah, I mean DCA. I think for a lot of these DCA is decent for, you know, till the end of next month, maybe, you know, end of this month. I mean, I have as much as I want of a lot of these, so Yeah. Let's see what happens here. That 2-week trigger is going to be good in Matic, I think. Canadian dollar, I don't know. You could jump up a bit. It would make sense for, if things do come down, for us to jump up a bit against the Canadian dollar. Near protocol, let's look at it. Yeah. I mean, it's hitting a major point, rejecting from that point. Been volatile. I would guess you would probably come back down to like 4 something here. Trigger wave on that weekly we want to look for. We want to see something like this and then get that trigger wave sometime in July. That's what I would think. Little ping pong. So yeah. Trying to think here. What's Tesla doing? Jumping up as predicted. I think you'll generally stay bullish with this, but it could take time. It's a weird one. But yeah, I think that monthly too is going to be good because you're going to get potentially a giant freaking monthly bull div, which probably could really bring us up. And if we look at Tesla versus NDQ, which is your main goal here, is obviously trying to outperform the NASDAQ, which is a weird chart in itself. But I think you could get a jump against the NASDAQ. It's hard to say, though. I mean, you really bled against it for 2 years. I mean, you could retest this area, but I think you'll get a jump. Let's look at gold, sure. It's taking its time. Okay, so significant area right here. After that, we're looking at right there. I think you'll get there. It's just a matter of time, that 2,800. Right now, I could see a little bit more of a pullback with everything else potentially. Maybe like something like this, you retest like that area in the next month or two, and then when Fed pivots into like sometime in 25, you'll see that 2,800. That's what I would kind of guess here. So yeah. By the way, guys, if you want to trade, we do a $100 giveaway every week on FAIRDESK. If you sign up with my link, deposit any amount, and do one futures trade, got a good shot at winning $100. We announce the winners in the Discord. If you want one free month in the Discord, if you sign up to any of the links down below for the exchanges, deposit at least $100 and open support ticket in the Discord with your UID and the exchange you signed up for, I'll give you one free month in the Discord. So check that out. Discord is pretty good. A lot of really good swing trades, a lot of really good stuff there. I wanted to look at ApeCoin. It basically has been breaking my heart, or almost has completely broken my heart. If we do lose $1, it probably will break my heart. Part of the game, though. It kind of doesn't look like we'll hold here, but we'll see. We'll definitely have to see. I hope it does. Maybe things will get more bullish. So yeah, hope it holds. Maybe it'll be an outlier. Never heard of this. Symbiosis. Hitting a decent area. I don't know if it has the legs to, really jump here though, but I mean, I guess you can argue that's somewhat of an area. I don't know. I'd at least wait for that weekly probably. I don't know if I like this. What else was I going to look at? Oh yeah, XPRT. That's gotten slaughtered, I think, right? Yeah. Not too bueno, unfortunately. I think for a lot of these now it just comes down to like the 2-week trigger. You may retest the lows here, unfortunately. So yeah. What was Osmo? Was another one on the Atom chain. God, that has just been free fall. What is this, down 80% probably? I would say at least 70. Yeah, 70%, 69%. Not too good. Not too good. But maybe a 5-day bull div, or some of these bull divs here may save the day a bit. H&T probably gotten slaughtered as well, I believe. Yeah, losing that era. Jeez, that is... Well, I mean, yeah. Some of these, really. Yeah. Back down to $2. I hope not. That would suck. That is a big area. I mean, you might work there. Let's see. Let's just look at it. What was ETH? Yeah, I mean, I think the next, low threes again. Probably gonna re-get back to those areas potentially. Kind of what it's looking like here. Dixie, we looked at it. Short term, it looks kind of good, but I think it will reject it'll reject within the next month or something, and then come down as the Fed pivots. So Fed pivoting, let's look at that for a minute here. 30-year mortgage, 6.5, but CME watch, so 60% for September pivot. So that's, let's see, we're in June right now, about 3 months. 3 months for the first pivot. I think it's a decent shot of that. And I think that could signify when a lot of alts do bleed out, do bottom out against Bitcoin. That is possible. July, it does not look like a pivot is likely. So I think it's either going to be November or September. They might wait until right after the election. I'd be surprised if it goes on until sometime next year. What's interesting is, I guess it's a slight favorite that would be down a whole percentage point for pivot in about a year from now. Let's just see, I don't know, like April of next. Yeah, so you're looking at some significantly lower interest rates, I would argue, in, early next year. That would be time to kind of refi stuff, if you're in a mortgage or something. A lot of people are not because the market's been more paralyzed, but housing market has been more paralyzed. But yeah, I would think 2025 is going to be a good year for a lot of shit like housing, Bitcoin. I think 25 is going to be a good year. That's what I think, as it historically has been, that post-halving year. But yeah, I think there's money to be made. Let's see. So we want to look at... That was the one somebody was telling me. I think MICE, yeah. Not too bueno. Penny stocks, man. Penny stocks. How about AMC? Do we look at AMC? I think GameStop is the way to go here, but yeah. 1.5 bill market cap, yeah. MSTR, let's take a look at MicroStrategy. I would think that weekly would, let me just turn on Market Cipher A. I would think, it's not a true like bull bear div, but if you did it from there, if you did it from the candlestick, I would think you would retest this if you were to lose. Just like Bitcoin, let's follow Bitcoin here a bit. If you were to lose that area, sadly, you're probably looking at $800, which I think is kind of a no-brainer buy. And this generally does outperform Bitcoin. Same thing with Coinbase. But if we look at MicroStrategy versus Bitcoin, you know, if we're just solely trying to make money here, or no, it does. Yeah, wait, no, it does. Does it outperform? No, it. Why did I think it outperformed B or from there from when he was? No, it barely does, but maybe it would jump up higher. No, it was coin. That's the one that generally outperformed Bitcoin. Yeah, or not even. No, weird, but it looks good here. I don't know. Well, the last time the Fed pivoted, which I believe was in 2019, kind of signified a lot of when the alts, you know, bottomed out against Bitcoin, and that generally was bullish. I think it was at the end of 2019 that they pivoted, around September of 2019, which is interesting. And when they did pivot, yeah, a lot of shit started to, you know, come back. A lot of that's when until not counting COVID, things really did good. So that's what happened there. A lot of times, right when they do pivot, though, things do come down a little bit more. Though, things do drop down a bit more, and then they come back up nicely. Given that it doesn't look like we're going to be in a recession at the point when they do pivot, it seems like this will be a pivot similar to 2019, where it will be good for things. And it could help out Biden a bit. If they do it in September, it could help out Biden a bit for the election. Because it kind of shows that inflation is under control if they do pivot. We'll see what the American public thinks of that. A lot of people would disagree, but yeah. Inflation numbers have been decent, have been better than they have been. You know what I mean? If we look at, what was the main article? Yeah, wholesale play unexpectedly fell. So, yeah, that's pretty good. PPI decrease. So, I mean, these numbers are pretty good for inflation coming down. But like the damage, you know what I mean? Like the damage has been done. Like, I mean, everything is outrageously expensive. I don't look at prices too much, you know, because, you know, I obviously could afford to handle it. But, you know, I was buying a sandwich earlier today in Coral Gables, and oh my god, like, you know, the cheapest one at a deli is just $18 to $20. I mean, you can't really get a meal anymore for less than like $20 with the taxes, fees, and then, you know, they want you to tip. You got to customize the thing to not tip. I mean, I don't know what the frick is with this culture. I mean, do you guys tip when you get like stuff at a countertop serve? Like, am I missing something? Am I supposed to tip 20% for that? I don't know. It's a weird culture. Definitely a weird culture. So yeah. I remember they came out with that in like 2016 where they started to do the thing with the damn card to tip or whatever. Yeah. It's just weird. I don't know. What do you guys think of tipping culture in America? I think it's a little weird. I mean, I feel like Europe doesn't. Yeah, this is the only. Yeah, America. It's a weird country. It's a weird country. Good parts and bad parts of it. I mean, we know it's declined to a certain extent, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. The point I'm making, Ion, is that you're ordering at a. I'm not an expert on options, Austin, but if you could guide us, if anybody knows options who wants to, if we want to bet that, I mean, this would be a decent trade setup here. No, not, what was the setup I wanted to do? There's something else. What was it? Oh, that's been jumping, yeah. I was looking at, like, there, but yeah, I don't know. Every time they pivot, is it though? When did they pivot in 2019? Danny, when did they pivot it? What was the date that? That's a good question to ask Google. When? Okay, July meeting. So let's look at S&P 500. July, end of July. You're right. Yeah, it did drop down a bit. So, but that wasn't really a 6% drop, and then you came up a bit. And let's look at Bitcoin. Same thing here. End of July of, where are we? Oh, shoot, I didn't even realize. Oh, okay, yeah. It did drop down farther, yeah. That was interesting there. It did, yeah. So we were comparing this to 2019. You would see a bearish, yeah. Just spoil, yeah. It's a weird culture. I mean, it's really a weird, like, I don't know. It's very weird. Like, I feel like American culture in general, and I'm not saying I'm not saying it's probably pretty similar in Canada and, the UK, Western Europe as well, but I don't know. It's just gotten weird in a lot of ways. I mean, maybe another reason just to eat at home, cook at home. Just take it easy with that. I might jump here. That 15-minute I kind of like. I don't know, though. That I like. That 20-minute is decent because if we were to look at... This could work out well here. I kind of like this trade setup. That could... Give you guys a little freebie on what I post in the Discord. Maybe I'll tag, yeah, if some people want to take it. That could work out. Confirms in 4 minutes. That could work out. Nice little, yeah, exactly, Danny. It's a high probability of winning, I would argue, because you're gonna get most likely a little bit of relief before you lose everything here. But it could be not the best, Maybe just stick to more of your swings, I mean, it's like a real estate, like ETFs a little bit. Are they at the ETF, yeah, actual prices of housing has, gone down, but the ETFs have, or gone up, but the ETFs have, yeah, that's interesting. Blood diamond right there. I don't know what to make of that. I have to look at because I know housing, yeah, near a commuter, this one has been, yeah, that one's been up a lot. I would argue that's probably gone up a little bit more than even Miami's over, 6% probably the same, but yeah. H-bar, I don't know. It's hard to say. I would argue with some of this money flow, you're probably going to come down and retest some lower areas, but we'll see. Wait for that weekly at least, I would think. That trigger, I would think. At least. I don't know if I want to take this scalp long. I don't know. I don't know if I'm in enough trades and shit right now. Kind of like the setup though. 2 minutes to confirm. We'll keep an eye on this. Come on. Microsoft. There. Maybe it got up to 450. Just blue chips tech stocks, yeah. 450, then potentially the big 500. The big 500. Andrew Tate coin. Does he control it? What's it called? I don't think he released the coin at the best time. Probably a top signal. That's more of a top signal. New API Club right there. Yeah. But I mean, long story short, I do think that, like, you know, I do think that we'll see that bottom on a lot of these, and the bottom against the Bitcoin pairs by September, probably. That's what I do think. Apple market cap, yeah. What is Iggy's, what's Iggy's coin called? Anybody know? That's what I want to know. What is Iggy's coin called? They're too new to really do TA on them, though. That's the thing. Volatility keeps going down here. This is like probably the most useless. I don't know. This chart never tells us anything. Amazon definitely just ping pong. I don't know. That does look like it could go down a little bit. Did I look at coin? Yeah, making a higher low, lower high potentially. Bouncing around. That 2 week still looks good on it. Hard to say here. Is it really called Mother? Mother Iggy. That's actually what it's called. Wow. It's hard to tell. I would guess you could fall off, but maybe you keep going. It really depends. That is... I just can't believe I'm actually looking at this crap. Wow. Yeah, he just came out with it. It's impossible to say. Very hard to say. What was the... This one pumped to be 40x because of freaking... Yeah. But now that weekly looks disgusting, so... Yeah. Radium. I don't know. I think we're going to see some people be punished for this. All the meme crap. I mean, that doesn't look too good. I would argue that does not look good. I would think you're coming back down to 90 cents or more. Or even lower. These celebrities doing this shit is kind of stupid. I don't know. 1,000 Pepe. And this looks like textbook short right here. I mean, I feel like... I mean, if you're trying to bet this is dead, but I mean, it probably is. That's the thing. This is like exceeded everyone's goddamn expectations. But I mean, yeah, you have to go down all the way that much. You have to go down to freaking 70% to get a 1-to-1 here. Jesus. I mean, yeah. But yeah, and now we're... Oh, we confirmed, and now money flow, so do not, yeah. Let me just update them, buddy. But yeah, I don't want to be long with the yellow X's here. Still could jump up, but Yeah, I mean, this chart looks atrocious too, right there. I mean, yeah. I think it's only a matter of time before we come down farther here. Not too much else to look at the moment. I just want to see if, is there any like news articles or anything going on? Let's look at zero hedge, actually. What was this? Was it ivermectin? Oh, yeah. What are they talking about here? Hydroxy. That was hydroxychloroquine. I mean, yeah, this is so, yeah. I feel like that's always going to be doom and gloom as long as Biden stays in office. How about the other one, the Drudge Report? I haven't looked at that in so long, but in 2001, okay. I think it was worse up north a bit. Yeah. North. Yeah, there you go. It wasn't awful where I was. It was bad, but, you know. But yeah. World currency. I mean, it kind of already is. There's Bitcoin ATMs. I mean, I think most countries will eventually get to how El Salvador is. They'll accept it as payment, but yeah, or at least stable coins or something. I mean, the thing with CD, nobody's talking about the. Excuse me. Nobody's talking about the CD, centralized digital bank currency, CDBC, I think, anymore. But I think Bitcoin, like, they could track it so much with the open ledger. I mean, it'll be the same kind of situation, same kind of effect, you know. But yeah. Go all in on Bitcoin. I kind of already am all in. Some of that wick would probably be significant. Like, I think you would get back down to yeah. I think you're gonna get back down to some of these lower kind of areas and stuff. There. But yeah, no, it's gonna be probably gonna be lower. Because there's your pocket if you lose. Yeah, I would think that shit right there. And what kind of retracement is that? 70% would make sense. But yeah. Anyway, guys. Oh, by the way, we are doing also a trading competition on Bybit. If you guys are interested, the Trade Masters Grand Prix Series 4. Sounds like a race, horse race. Bet on the horses, man. But yeah, if you guys are interested, a link down below. I think Bybit's the best exchange. That is KYC, very high liquidity, which is great. If you don't want KYC, FAIRDESK is great. That link is down below as well. We do some good promos for all of them. If you guys want a free month in the Aldo Empire Discord, if you sign up to any links down below, deposit at least $100 and put in your UID, open a support ticket in the Discord with your UID. I'll give you one free month. So check that out. I do also have a course. The link is down below too. If you want to learn more about Market Cipher and a lot of my trading strategies. A lot of people have liked the course. I have not shilled the course in months. I've just been too lazy to do that. Other things I offer, if you want to do a one-on-one session with me, I do offer that as well. Pretty reasonable price. So, yeah. We do have other educators, too, in the Discord that you could do a one-on-one session with. Very reasonable prices. Very reasonable. So, yeah. A lot of good people. Got Nightshade, K-Mac in the Discord. A lot of good people. We got CBZ as well, who's pretty good. I got to get him on the... Got to get all those guys in the live stream. But, yeah. But, yeah. Other one to... Oh, yeah, Theta I wanted to look at. Yeah, we're looking at, like, it's going to go to 140 probably. I mean... I think that pocket is pretty big. I mean, you have... Yeah, you got the pocket there. I'd argue that point is probably even more important than the other one. And if you were to go to that point, then you're looking at a, yeah... I mean, these are, you know, more volatile ones to begin with, so 20, 30% down potentially. Curious about Bitcoin dominance right now. Weekly looks decent. Other than that, it still looks pretty bearish. So I think it's going to play out bearish. It's just going to take time. It could take months. We may have topped out, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. There's not too much else for me to really talk about at the moment. I mean, the last thing I want to look at is some inflation metrics. You know, oil, I think inflation still is generally going to go down. Oil come back up a little bit, but I mean, orange juice is how you know inflation's going down, because finally starting to see some bearish thing kind of on orange juice. I don't know, but yeah. 1989. Hopefully it goes down more so we could pivot. But yeah, anyway, guys, really appreciate you guys for showing up. Always appreciate you guys here in the comments, and check out the Discord if you guys are interested, and check out the exchanges down below. Always appreciate you guys. All right, guys, hope you have a good one.